Jeg står her i Amway-centret i Orlando, hvor nogle af verdens bedste Call of Duty-spillere lige nu er i gang med et hæsblæsende opgør. Men hvad skal der egentlig til for at konkurrere på et topniveau som dette? So at what point in your life did you know that this was the career option for you?
Last year, when my first big team, I joined Cloud9 Eclipse, and I was able to compete with the best of the best.
I think it was when I made my first couple $100, and that was a big deal back in the day. I beat a really good team at an event, and I was like, okay, I can do this. These guys have all won before, and I just beat them. And so I went off from there, and that was probably 4.5 years ago.
Probably this year, to be honest, because this year was the first year where you could actually make a pretty good amount of money playing Call of Duty. Before it was like, oh, you gotta win like this tournament, you gotta win that tournament. It wasn't really a consistent way of having a stability, I guess you could say. It wasn't really consistent. So, because you could, get last every event and then make a total income of like $5K for the year, and it's just obviously. But nowadays with salary and everything, it's obviously worked out pretty well. So
how much time do you actually use for training and preparation for these tournaments?
So usually it's just kind of like we just scrim. It's usually around like I'd say 5 to 6 hours a night. But leading up to this Call of Duty Championship is obviously the biggest one of the year. So we put in from, I'd say like honestly 10 hours a day. We would scrim, watch our gameplay to see what we messed up on, and then we would watch other teams how they play and trying to get a good understanding of what they do for our gameplay. And basically around 10 hours. That's what it took. Definitely eating good. You don't want to eat bad because obviously foods, can make you tired, put you to sleep, make you feel kind of sluggish. So usually I like to, keep a good diet, and I do go to the gym kind of off and on, but mainly it's just make sure you're eating well and, you're good to play. So
it depends on really, our organization puts a lot more effort into us than other organizations. Most of the time, if you're a pro player, you're a player that competes, you just hop on the game. You might go to the gym, you might eat healthy every now and then, but here at Ghost, we exercise in a planned schedule. We wake up early in the day. We do a lot more than the average player.
So as the owner, how much do you put these guys through in terms of training and preparation for these tournaments?
Well, we know that they know what they have to do in order to compete at a top level. We always make sure that they're scrimming on time, scrimming against the top teams that they can always compete with. And going into this event, luckily they knew what they were doing and how much they had to play. So they know what they're doing. We don't really have to parent them. They know that this is a professional career, and they know that their life could change any minute because of it.
So have you had to make any personal sacrifices in order to be here?
I've sacrificed relationships all of high school. I really didn't get to hang out, with as much as everyone, be social. You put a lot of time into it, and you definitely sacrifice friendships.
Oh yeah, I had to make a lot of sacrifices. I was actually in school at the time. I promised my mom I'd go and get my bachelor's the entire time, and she would support me doing this. So I, had to sacrifice sleep, social life, the whole bit the entire time I was in school.
Not really major sacrifices, but the times where your friends are always like, oh, you want to come out with us? I just usually say, no, I can't tonight. I'm scrimming with my team. Or if the tournament that day and it's someone's birthday, I got to say like, I can't come to the birthday party. Or it's just family gatherings. You sometimes have to sacrifice that. But other than that, there's no like real big sacrifices.
Hopefully I can speak for the guys, but sleep, definitely sleep. Honestly, if I wasn't a professional gamer, I'd be a professional sleeper. I love my bed. Shout out to you. It's sleep, definitely sleep.
Yeah, no, sleep is a big factor. Like having to wake up for work and like 3 hours after you've been playing or something like that is kind of takes a bit of a toll. But that's what you've got to kind of do if you want to make it in this scene, especially if you've got jobs and other commitments like that.
So do you have any advice for upcoming players? What can they do to improve?
What can they do to improve? It's really not what you can do to improve. I mean, if you hop into a pro player stream, he'll tell you, just play the game, practice, this and that. It's all about patience, because one day, if you're good enough, you're going to get your shot, and that's when you make it count.
Just practice a lot, put in the time, and also study other people's gameplay, and learn how to play the game the right way, the correct way, because it'll make it a lot easier on you and your team.
Any advice, I'd say just keep at it. There's always going to be ups and downs. Just never kind of give up. You got to keep pushing forward, and basically just practice a lot. That's the most you can really say. There's not a lot to it really. It's just keep playing, and eventually you'll see progress.
Get rid of that ego you have. humble, head down, feet moving, simple.
Yeah, honestly, it's all about grinding the game and not burning bridges like over stupid online matches like scrims and things like that. You don't want to start arguments with top players, burning bridges from the start.
In my opinion, I definitely feel like you got to be patient. You can't expect just to go right to the top. You got to grind the game and build with your team in order to become one of the best players and one of the best teams.
And a very big one as well, you have to be very understanding. You're with them people all day, every day. You can't let little things get better of everyone. You need to be on the same wavelength, have chemistry, and it'll build on that. You don't even need to just be playing Call of Duty. You can just be talking about day-to-day life. Just build a chemistry.
Men hvad med jer derhjemme? Træner I selv for at blive god til e-sport? Hvad har I af tips til kommende spillere? Giv os en kommentar ned i feltet nedenunder. Og hej.